editing GIS features, one thing you may want to do is create a new feature class. So this is going to be a new layer of data that did not previously exist on your map that you're going to add to the map. So in this example here, we've opened we've used the create feature class tool, which is what's shown here. We're telling it where we want to put it, in this case within the Edwards Aquifer geodatabase. And the thing that we're going to be digitizing is the karst features, or where the caves and sinkholes and that sort of thing are. So one important thing is you have to say what type of feature you're going to digitize. If you were digitizing outlines of caves and sinkholes, you would put that as a polygon. But in this case, we're just going to put points where those things are. And of course, you also have to specify what coordinate system your map is in, or the layer that you're digitizing is in. So within the edit ribbon, you have all of these different sorts of groupings. You have a clipboard with copy, paste, and cut on it. You have manage edits, which is where you can save your edits and look at other things like the topology and the status. You have your snapping, where you can set your snap tolerance. You have your features, where you can make new features or modify existing features or delete features that already exist. And then you can select and clear and that sort of thing in the selection group over here. So you could be using all of those different sorts of ones. And then you also have these tools associated with the vertices, if you're reshaping features that already exist. And this one's specific to elevation. So on the content pane, you're going to see something like this. You can view by what you have selected. You can view by what you have, by what you're editing, or you can view by snapping, which is where you would enable or disable your snapping for individual layers that you're editing. And that's once again all in the contents pane. On the create features pane, you can create features. You can create these new features, and you can also use templates in order to create new features. So in this example here, there's an active template which is creating commercial buildings, and that would be one of the things underneath your buildings here. So if you're digitizing a bunch of buildings, you may have a template already there, maybe the shape of what those buildings typically look like, and then you can add and modify those once you add them in. So you can also when you're creating these, you can use this construction tool here, which tells you different ways in which you can outline these commercial buildings here. And this is something that relates back, starts with the template, but then you're modifying it by using these construction tools that are here. And in this case here, this is your active template, and you could have more than one template. For example, you might have another template for residential buildings in addition to this one for commercial buildings. With the modified feature pane, this is where you take something that already exists and you reshape it. Sometimes you might just change it by moving around some vertices. Sometimes you might take it and rotate it by 90 degrees or 45 degrees or however much you want. Sometimes you might make it bigger. If you're digitizing off of a map that already exists, you might just be reshaping the vertices here. But if you know for some reason how you want to resize or rotate or scale something, then you would probably be using these alignment tools up here. So once again, maybe you start with the template, you get some things in there, and then you start rotating all the houses are the same size, but they're in different orientations. Then you could use rotate to rotate those into their proper orientation. And in the attribute pane, this is where you can edit the various attribute features. It's going to show the currently selected features and their attributes. And you can right-click on the features for a content menu, or you can click on the layer name values in all of your selected features if you want to. So this is the place that you would actually edit your attributes within the GIS. One thing that's helpful, because you can be editing different features at different times, is to combine, to basically dock these different types of features, these different panes, into one window. And if you do this, then what happens is you have all of these listed as different tabs at the bottom. So you can go from creating features to modifying features to working on the attribute table, all within the same window by basically just docking these different panes together. So that's sort of a shortcut as you're working on these in order to have quicker access as you're trying to edit multiple things at the same time.